whole childhood. I was raised in Hertfordshire, England. My father, Anthony, was an electronics engineer, so we were always very comfortable. I remember being embarrassed about my family's wealth, and I just really didn't want my dad to drop me off at school in the Rolls Royce. I was often bullied. I always felt like such an outsider. Children were literally picking up things out of the puddles and throwing them at me, and I just stood there on my own. I had no friends.
When Posh talks about how she was an outsider and how she didn't have friends, I find it very hard to believe because she's such a fun and loving person.
I hated feeling like I didn't belong anywhere. Then one day I watched the movie Fame, and I decided that's what I wanted to do. The next day I was enrolled in the Jason Theater School. I finally found what I wanted to do with my life. After I joined my first band, Persuasion, and began to study modeling, I knew I wanted to pursue a career in dancing. I joined Lane Theater, and nothing could take my focus away. After I graduated, I saw an ad in the Stage magazine that was asking for 5 girls that could dance and sing, and I immediately applied. We originally started off as Touch. Then we became Spice Girls after Michelle Stevenson was replaced with Emma, or Baby Spice.
I expected to become this big. We were living the dream. We were officially a completed band in 1994, and by 97, people were crazy about us. Wannabe was #1 on the Brit chart. We skyrocketed after Wannabe. Our first album alone sold over 23 million copies. They sold worldwide, and we became the best-selling album by a female group in music history. We eventually sold over 75 million copies worldwide with only 4 albums and 12 singles. That made us the most successful British band since the Beatles.
Victoria struggled. She is such a beautiful girl. I know everyone has wondered why she felt she wasn't good enough and developed an eating disorder. In the early days of the Spice Girls, it always seems like she was never hungry. She never wanted to eat too much. When we would ask her about it, she would laugh it off and tell us we were crazy. And Mel C and I didn't even know that when we asked her to work out with us and take liquid substitute meals, that would ultimately lead to her binge dieting. It was like it was our fault, and it was just absolutely wretched. It was terrible.
We were all under a lot of pressure, with the management constantly telling us to stay slim and lose weight and blah, 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 blah. Victoria, Jerry, and I worked out every day and tried to stay fit the healthy way, the right way. She didn't need to binge diet to be so skinny. It was completely unhealthy.
I kind of altered between binge dieting and just not eating. I would rather eat 10 bowls of cereal and throw it up or just not eat at all. I was beyond the point of paranoid. I was obsessed. I was very, very obsessed. I mean, I could tell you the fat content and the calorie content and absolutely anything. I was literally obsessed with the way I looked. It was really hard for me to write all about this and Learning to Fly, my autobiography. But it was also a big relief. A lot of people questioned if my anorexia started as a dancer and just got more and more severe, but that's not how it happened. When I was a dancer, that was when I was as healthy as I have ever been.
Victoria came to us at Jason when she was 8 years old. She always had such a fire. You can tell she really loved to dance. Her favorite was ballet because she had such beautiful poise and grace. She just lit up the stage.
The breakup was really hard. We all remained good friends, but the band just wasn't working out anymore. We all went our own ways with solo careers, families, and other business endeavors. Then after about 2 years of talking about it, we all met with Simon Fuller in 2007. When he announced to the world that we would reunite, it was very exciting. A week later, we made our first public appearance together. Throughout everything, I've had hard times where I've struggled, but I've had many more great times. I feel like this all was made possible by my love of dance.